Imagine sailing across an ocean so vast that one wrong turn means disappearing forever. No compass. No map. No modern navigation. And yet, more than 800 years ago, a group of Polynesian explorers somehow found one of the most isolated islands on Earth. Today we call it Easter Island, or Rapa Nui. What they built there has puzzled the world for centuries. Nearly 1,000 giant stone statues stand across this tiny volcanic island. Some weigh more than 70 tons. Some rise over 30 feet into the sky. For decades, people claimed these monuments were proof that an ancient civilization destroyed itself through greed and environmental collapse. But what if almost everything we've been told about Easter Island is wrong? Over the last few years, archaeologists, geneticists, and geologists have uncovered discoveries that are rewriting the island's history. Instead of a failed civilization, the evidence now points to something far more remarkable: master navigators who crossed the largest ocean on Earth, engineers who solved problems we still struggle to explain, and a society that adapted to one of the planet's harshest environments with astonishing ingenuity. The biggest mystery was never the statues themselves. It was why the modern world misunderstood the people who built them. And the deeper scientists dig into Rapa Nui, the more extraordinary the real story becomes. Rapa Nui is almost unimaginably remote. The island covers just 164 square kilometers, lying nearly 3,500 kilometers west of Chile in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Reaching it today is a long journey. Finding it more than 8 centuries ago, with nothing but the stars, ocean swells, winds, and seabirds as guides, seems almost impossible. According to Rapa Nui tradition, the first settlers were led by a chief named Hotu Matue, who sailed from a homeland called Hiva. While archaeology cannot confirm every detail of that story, modern research has revealed something equally astonishing. For years, historians believed the island was settled much earlier. Today, the strongest evidence suggests people arrived around 1200 AD, meaning one of the world's greatest monument-building cultures emerged in just a few centuries. Then came the Moai. Nearly 1,000 colossal statues were carved, with around 95% created from volcanic tuff at the quarry of Reno Raraku. Some were never completed, while others were transported kilometers across the island. The obvious question has fascinated researchers for generations. How did a small island community move stone giants weighing more than 70 tons, without wheels, large animals, cranes, or metal tools? The answer turned out to be even more fascinating than the mystery itself. For decades, the most popular theory claimed the islanders dragged the Moai across the landscape on wooden rollers, cutting down vast forests in the process. It became one of history's most famous stories of environmental collapse. But recent research paints a very different picture. Archaeologists noticed that the ancient roads leading away from Reno Raraku were carefully engineered, and many statues abandoned along those routes shared an unusual design. Their bases were rounded, and their bodies leaned slightly forward. Those details weren't accidental. In a series of modern experiments, researchers discovered that with carefully placed ropes and coordinated teamwork, replica Moai could be rocked gently from side to side, allowing them to walk upright across the ground. Suddenly, an old Rapa Nui tradition no longer sounded like a myth. For generations, islanders had said the statues walked to their final destinations. Science didn't prove the legends literally true, but it showed they may have preserved a real engineering technique, remembered through storytelling. Sometimes, ancient traditions don't hide fantasy. They hide history. And the discoveries at Reno Raraku would reveal that the quarry itself held an even bigger surprise. For years, archaeologists believed Reno Raraku was simply an abandoned quarry, a place where workers suddenly stopped carving statues. But excavations revealed a completely different story. Many of the famous Moai heads turned out to have fully carved bodies buried beneath centuries of soil. Even more surprising, the quarry itself showed evidence of intensive farming. The volcanic rock created nutrient-rich soil, and researchers found signs that crops such as sweet potatoes, bananas, and taro were cultivated there. This changed everything. Reino Raraku wasn't just a factory for statues. It was a thriving landscape where ritual, agriculture, and daily life existed together. Some of the Moai standing inside the quarry may never have been abandoned at all. They may have been intentionally left in place, watching over one of the island's most productive areas. The more scientists uncovered, the harder it became to believe the old story of a civilization that destroyed itself. And the next discovery would challenge that narrative even further. The biggest surprise came not from the statues, but from the people themselves. For decades, Easter Island was presented as the ultimate warning of human self-destruction, a society that supposedly cut down every tree, exhausted its resources, and collapsed long before Europeans arrived. But the latest genetic and archaeological research tells a very different story. Scientists found no evidence of the catastrophic population crash once thought to have happened before European contact. Instead, the Rapa Nui appear to have adapted remarkably well to their changing environment. Their greatest tragedy came later, after outsiders arrived, bringing disease, violence, and slave raids that devastated the island. Researchers also solved another mystery: fresh water. Rapa Nui has no permanent rivers, yet communities survived for centuries. Recent studies revealed that many of the island's ceremonial platforms, known as ahu, were built beside hidden coastal freshwater seeps where groundwater naturally emerged near the ocean. These sacred monuments weren't placed randomly, they marked the very places that made life possible. Perhaps that's the greatest discovery of all. The Moai were never proof of a civilization's failure. They were evidence of extraordinary intelligence, engineering, and resilience. The real mystery was never how these people built their monuments, it was why the rest of the world spent so long underestimating the civilization that created them. For more than a century, the world believed Easter Island was a warning about human failure. But the latest discoveries tell a very different story. They reveal master navigators who crossed the largest ocean on Earth, engineers who moved monuments that still amaze us, and a civilization that adapted to one of the harshest environments on the planet. The Moai were never the mystery. The real mystery was why we underestimated the people who built them. History is constantly changing. Every excavation, every DNA sample, and every new discovery has the power to rewrite what we thought we knew. If one of the most famous archaeological sites on Earth could be misunderstood for over 100 years, how many other ancient civilizations are still waiting for the truth to be uncovered? Perhaps the greatest discoveries aren't the ones buried beneath the ground. They're the ones that force us to rethink everything we thought we already knew. Thanks for watching.